IVM.
Hi, this is Kunal Rajput, and I am in raw and organic conversation with Miss Prajakta Koli. Prajakta is an actor, slash YouTuber, slash entertainer, slash Instagrammer, slash entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and slash a very good friend of mine, and also
Hey.
somebody who I coach.
Also his student.
Yes. Yes. But why do we have you over here is the main question. The reason why I have you over here is because I wanted to ask you, how are you?
I'm doing good. I have finally started working out yesterday after many, many days.
3 weeks to be
3
precise.
weeks. And I cannot stress enough on the fact that, and I really wish I was making this up, but I woke up feeling so much better
Mm-hmm.
this morning. And I haven't woken up feeling that good in a very long time because there's a lot of stress going on with a couple of projects that I'm working on. So this morning I'm good. And how are you?
I'm like a sponge. I mostly absorb everything for a living because,
And you wear square pants.
yes.
We'll call you Bob.
But the reason I'm saying I'm a sponge Bob is because these are the conversations which are like very interesting, right? Because a part of you is so out there,
Hmm.
is on Instagram, literally uploading things more or less every other hour. Okay, is posting things. And she's doing a lot of things. But also, there's a different part where you are actually going through a lot of different stress.
Hmm.
Now, I am one of those individuals who might get an insight, but there are like millions and millions of other followers who don't get that kind of insight.
Hmm.
So that's why the question, like, how are you doing mentally? Because I can't imagine the amount of stress that you go through on a daily basis. I just for a reference, I have a party which I'm hosting, like literally just a party which I'm
On
hosting.
Saturday. It's
Yes.
happening at the space in Juhu. Just go. Bomb it.
It's on an invite-only basis.
Oh no. Tell them you know Kunal.
But that has literally made me not get proper sleep because of adrenaline, to be honest. Because like I'm doing a lot of different things right now for that particular party. It's a big event and it's a big point in my life. But for a YouTuber, which is at that scale, or for an actor who has like so many different projects coming in, and for a person who has a kind of influence on everyone, the amount of substantial stress that you have for every single thing that you're doing right now must be like what, 100,000 folds.
No, it's not always stress.
Mhm.
Like, I don't wake up in stress every single day. Even when I have skeds where, like, I'll wake up at 4 in the morning, reach set, get into hair and makeup at 5. I might wrap at like, I'll wrap that and then I'll go and I'll finish some YouTube work back in office and I might come back at 1 and then I wake up back at 4 and go. But none of these days will I ever wake up with stress. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I am nervous sometimes,
Mhm.
depending on what I'm shooting or what I'm working on. But it's not always stress. I think there's a lot of reasons for that. And the number one reason is that I have a very efficient team that kind of sorts my life out for me. It's very easy for me to get overwhelmed. I'm constantly overwhelmed at everything. Like, I had a moment in the car right now because, so I'll tell you, when is this going to come out?
It's going to come out in a bit, I think 2 weeks. or
2
something.
weeks. Okay, great. Then I can talk about this. So I'm supposed to go to London. You know that. I've
Yeah.
spoken to you about that for
Yeah.
weeks now.
Yes.
I was supposed to be in London last Friday, right? And my visas didn't come through. And that's when I think I started really getting anxious because it almost never happens that I don't know what my next week is going to look like. So this was a super uncertain sort of situation. And we are sitting on Wednesday
Yeah.
and my visa's not here yet. So I was very, very stressed. But there's a very, very important and exciting shoot happening on Friday that I was going to miss out because I was going to be in London. But now it's all kind of worked out where I get to go to London by this weekend, hopefully. And
Fingers crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed. But I still get to attend this very important shoot that's happening on Friday. So a lot of the things, like I get this question a lot that, you know, like your life is so uncertain. Like your skeds are so, I mean, I call you so many times and I'm like, hey Kunal, okay, we're going to work out at 11 today. And then I'll call you at 10:45. Like, sorry, got pulled into shoot or I have to get on a call.
Has happened.
Way too many
And,
times.
yeah. But yeah, just go on because it's such an interesting.
So like a lot of people, they ask me, you know, but it's so uncertain. Like you have zero control over your days. It really depends on how your day just starts and how it ends. You never really know. Like also none of my days are like any other. Like today I'm here recording a podcast. I'm going to go finish editing a branded video that I shot this morning. And then I'm going to actually go meet a friend. And tomorrow I have trials and I have a look test. And it's all very different. Like I'm not going to do what I did today tomorrow.
Getting it.
You know? So I get that a lot of people don't get how calming the chaos can be.
Which is interesting, right? Because
But
a
it
lot of
is.
people think because they see you doing the things that you're doing
Yeah.
and the amount of you are probably one of the most busiest people that I have coached in a very long time. But at the same time, people think that in order to be that busy and to be that productive, because of course you are productive and the things that you're doing is like crazy, you have to be organized. And I'm not saying that you're not organized. I'm saying like people are so like binded by the timetable that they create for themselves that they won't give them enough space to do different things.
Yeah.
And that is something which is like very different in your case, because right now, from whatever I'm assuming, it's you are like one of those people who's like, haan, theek hai, taking 1 day or 2 days at a time and then like
Yeah.
figuring out how
Yeah.
things are going to pan out.
But again, there's not one way of doing this. You know what I mean? Like, this is my life now, but the only thing that kept me sane during lockdown was having a timetable. Like waking up at a certain time, working out. I wasn't working out with you then. I was working out by myself then. I would work out every single day. Working out, writing in my journal, making breakfast, eating breakfast, cleaning my room, sitting down to work, working on n number of ideas, finishing certain number of scripts, having certain phone calls, brainstorm. So I think the only thing that kept me sane during lockdown was the fact that I kind of was following a timetable.
Because at that time, everybody needed some kind of like this thing.
Yeah. And moving on from that now, there is no way I can make a timetable and commit things. Like you and I have been trying to make this podcast happen for the longest time.
Longest time.
I had absolutely no clue how to kind of like foresee when I'm going to be able to do this. And then yesterday, it just happened where you were like, hey, you want to come tomorrow? I was like, yes. And then I called Sudeep and that's how it went around. So one day at a time is correct. I kind of like the uncertainty and the element of surprise that each day comes up with, where every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, this is what I know is going to happen, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple of things that happen that I don't know of and I'm going to be prepared. So it's challenging, it's exciting, it's nerve-wracking, and it keeps things,
Yeah, are you like consciously searching for like...
Not really.
When I say this is because it's a podcast. What I mean is like just the
Am I constantly looking for things that are exciting?
Exciting with those finger snaps that you did right now.
I mean, they are, right? Like for me, yesterday, the highlight of my day was working out.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I hadn't done that in a really long time. And although I died.
Can you just explain like what kind of
Positively.
like, in order to like, because you have so many people who look up to you. Okay. And I remember there was a point where you was like just giving up. And I asked you to like just record that.
Yeah. Or yesterday, yeah.
Yes, I record that and like just put it out there because a lot of people go through it, but a lot of people stop doing the workouts because they think that
or
they
if
have lost
like
everything.
Me, they stop on the next set.
But at the same time, yeah, the thing is, people think that they are the only ones who end up struggling physically, and individuals who are like just putting things out there in terms of the whole physical nature are way beyond their reach. And that is something that you really need to like put out, the vulnerable part of you.
Yeah.
Because even now when you're saying things that you're saying right now, that's kind of like opening up in a way.
Yeah, for sure. No, I also remember I have recorded that and I'm going to be uploading a reel. So by the time this podcast goes out, that reel is going to be live on my Instagram.
Oh wow.
Like and follow. But I get what you're saying. I'd put out this reel a few weeks ago. I have been very proud of the fact that during the lockdown, I started doing yoga and I aced the headstand. Okay. I aced it. Till about a few months ago, where I didn't even realize that I'd stopped practicing and then I couldn't do it anymore. And you have seen me struggle with it every single time we worked out. So I've put like a reel where it's just me struggling to get into a headstand. And I put it out because it's a two-way street for my audience and me. The reason why I share my journey with fitness or with mental health or overall with everything that I do in life is also because I draw a lot of inspiration from their comments and a lot of motivation and a lot of comfort in the kind of support that they show me. So the fact that that video kind of help people in understanding that, oh, okay, you don't get it right every time. And them acknowledging that helped me feel included. Like, okay, fine, I'm not getting it right because I'm sure there are other people outside who don't get it right. So I
Getting it.
like that it's kind of like a very personal relationship, yet it is a little vague, but still very personal.
But is there a part of you who was / is conscious about like just putting the more vulnerable part outside in terms
Not
of
at
like
all.
saying,
No, not at all. I, however, choose what I want to share
Mhm.
for a couple of reasons. Number one, when I started making content, my team made it very clear to me that everything that you choose to share should be a choice that's only yours. So the minute other people's privacies get affected by it, you have to be responsible. And you have to be considerate that is everyone else as comfortable talking about things that you are talking about. So when I am sharing, I will keep in mind the privacy of my parents, my
Mhm.
friends, my boyfriend, because I know they're not as social and okay with getting comments and attention online as I am. I live for it.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's crazy, right? Because
I
then you
love it.
think about it, like there's this
Yeah,
one part of you which really
I love
wants to
it.
be
I
out there.
love it. I work for it every single day. That's one part. And the other part is that I've always believed this. Again, it's a very personal opinion. It might differ from creator to creator, but I've always realized that vibe travels very quickly online.
Hmm.
Like, I could be having a wonderful day, and then something I watched online can just switch me off
Yeah.
suddenly. It could be a video, it could be a comment, it could be a DM, or it could be a story or something that killed my mood. I would never want to do that to anybody.
Wow, but that's a lot of pressure.
It's not at all, actually.
I mean, but the,
So when I'm sharing something, I'll always have that in mind.
hmm.
That if it's not going to help me get better or add any value, or sharing this story, if it's not going to add any value to anyone else hearing me, then it's a complete waste of their time. And I wouldn't want to kill anyone's buzz. So it's not pressure at all. It might look like pressure. It might look like, oh, like you are constantly trying to influence and you're not really trying to be yourself. You are allowed. It's not really that. I think it's a very mutual journey for my audience and me constantly. And I'd like to do my bit.
And your entire means your entire journey started off like I remember the first video that you made was
Why do you
on
remember that?
because Prajakta showed me.
Oh,
that
God.
video.
I did?
Yes, you. Kitchen garden. You were sitting and you like showed
Oh,
me
my
the first
God.
video.
Yeah, I did.
14th Feb, I think that was the first video.
12th Feb.
Oh, 12th
Yeah.
Feb. Yeah. But it started off with the entire structure of like baseline of being comedic,
Yeah.
and then comedic, fine, mixologist. These are the difficult words which I am like learning.
You have a problem saying mixologist?
I'm saying mixologist.
Do you also say monotony?
It's not a podcast about me.
Economy.
SSC board, bro.
Hey, I'm also SSC board. Shut up. Huh.
A mixologist
A mixologist.
but comedic baselines. And I remember then you took a break recently in terms of like posting content.
I did.
And now you want to evolve into something else from what I know.
Yeah.
And why is that evolution coming in?
Uh, so during lockdown, what happened is we all got a lot of extra time on our hands. Now, I have loved writing. I have a blog that I write, but it's a passion project. Like, it's not something I can ever do under pressure. It's not something I can deliver. कि आज लिख के कल भेजो. It's one of those things कि चलो आज मूड हुआ है तो 4 blog article लिख दे एक के पीछे उसका 6 महीने कुछ लिखा ही नहीं. It's like that. So when I got a lot of time, I found a lot of peace in just writing. So I used to write blogs. A lot of articles I've written, but I haven't published them yet. Then I moved from writing blogs to writing short stories. And then I realized, like, there was a pattern with my stories. Like, I would start writing short stories, and the first 3-4 would be in a very similar zone. And then I would move on to a different topic. And then I was like, why am I not making anthologies of these on my channel? Why am I not making a collection of short stories that are similar but very different in their own way? Then I wrote a couple more. Then I wrote a few plot lines that I felt like could be developed into long format shows, episodic content. And then I spoke to the team. I said, as much as I love making sketches, I am not feeling very challenged at this point writing the kind of sketches that we are shooting. I want to do more. I want to take the same stories but tell them differently. I want to kind of try newer characters, try collaborating with actors whom I can learn from, writers that I can learn from, try to do a different kind of presentation of everything that I've been doing for the past 7 years. And they all agreed. And it was so nerve-wracking to actually go on the channel and say, I'm not going to be putting out comedy content for a while now.
Yeah, how was the reaction? I think.
Oh, it was very supportive.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. I've always said this and I'll say it 100 times if I have to, but I have the best audience in the whole world.
Yeah.
They have just supported me and they continue to every single week. It's been months since I uploaded a video.
How do you feel about it?
I mean,
like,
since I uploaded a comedy video.
Okay. But still, how do you feel about it?
I miss it terribly because it is one of my favorite things to do as a creator and an artist. But when I look at the kind of content that I'm working on, we're into pre-production for a couple of things. We've finished writing, we're going to start production, and then hopefully when I'm back from London, we finish shooting a few of those things, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. So when I see what I gave it up for, it kind of makes me hopeful, but I really do miss it.
And also, like, a part of me really feels that you want to have that kind of feeling
every week. Yeah, yes, I do. I do, 100%.
Of newness,
yeah,
and something to look forward to, and something that really challenges you.
Like every Thursday, I remember when I used to make my video go live, my arms used to my hands used to have tremors because I used to be so excited every single time pressing the upload button.
And why Thursday, if I may ask?
No reason, really. In my head, I just thought that, Saturday, because I used to shoot my videos at home before, so I was like, Saturday, Sunday में मैं घर पे ही रहूँगी, तो मैं घर पे video shoot कर लूँगी Saturday, Sunday में. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is good enough time for an episode to get edited. That is what I decided. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah. So that's what I decided.
I thought it was like a lucky kuch to.
No reason. Only maybe I wanted to make Thursdays funner for myself because Thursdays को non-veg नहीं खाते.
That's what I'm saying. भगवान का दिन होगा.
भगवान का इतना उल्टा कि ओह उस दिन non-veg नहीं खा सकते तो something to look forward to.
But I have met a lot of people and I have had the good fortune of coaching and speaking with a lot of people, and most of the successful people who are into media and the things that you are doing right now or at that level, they run on adrenaline right now, most of the time. And you are one of those people. I don't know if you would accept it.
Akash Khurana, my director and a very close friend, he says that I am annoyingly happy at all times. So let's, call them adrenaline.
But living the dream, right?
Yeah, 100%.
When was that moment where you actually looked at yourself, either pictures or in the mirror, and you realized that, wow, I am that person?
I think it's still very, very surreal for me. I'd be lying if I said that I never saw this happening. What? I never planned for this. I'd be lying. And at the expense at sounding extremely all up in my head, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. But I was that kid who would just fill notebooks signing my own autograph.
Wow.
For people who are not even asking.
Wow.
I used to be I want to practice for it. So when people actually ask me for my autograph, it doesn't look like I'm doing it for the first time. I want it to be, so every free period that I got in school, I would just fill up notebooks, signing my name, which is Love and Luck, is what I used to sign it as. Love and Luck, Prajakta Koli. Every 100 times, 100,000 times. Every
we have 2 mugs over here. Please do that.
I will. Now I sign as Love.
Yeah. But
yeah, so I was that kid. I knew I loved performing. So I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be in front of the camera. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a writer. I always had those plans. But I never thought they would come true. Now that they are true, and they just seem very, very surreal. I've not had the time to process it.
Yeah.
And by not had the time, I mean, I don't know how to process it. I don't know how to wrap my mind around this.
And it is a mammoth task to actually wrap your mind around it.
I don't know. Because I know I'll get overwhelmed and then...
What's going to happen, Tops? You're just going to realize that, oh, wow.
No, but I don't know what I'm going to do, right? Every time I get overwhelmed, I'll take a step back. And I'll be oh, it's too much. Okay, I need to...
But again, I'm pretty sure you might have your own milestones in the future now that you would think that, I have to reach to that particular milestone. and then I'll reach at a certain point in my life or my career, and then a certain milestone. I mean, like, keeping in mind the kind of like in-depth and beautiful conversation that we had regarding Met Gala, it was
No, so
interesting.
I was this kid who would like plan her entire life, and that got me a lot of peace. Like was very very young when I had planned every single thing I wanted to do in life, and then it happened like that, and I wasn't happy.
Wow.
Yeah, because the plan was to become a radio jockey, and I became a radio jockey, and I hated it. And that's when I realized that I probably just walked past a lot of wonderful opportunities because I was so hell bent on being the one who knows better. Being so adamant and stubborn about the fact that no, I know what I want to do in life. But it's impossible for an 18-year-old to know
Hmm.
what is the best opportunity for her, honestly. So that I think learning from that, I've reached a point now where every single day, like I said right in the beginning of the conversation, is like, okay, let's see what happens. Let's take each day as it comes. Let's not, if you honestly ask me, what is my next milestone? I don't know. I don't have one. I really don't have one. I just know that I want to act more and I want to write more, but I haven't put like a label to it.
Just, it's so annoyingly like simple.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people think that, but how can you be okay with not knowing?
It's annoying. It's and like, I don't know, if you want to take offense, please take offense.
No.
Like, but it's annoying because every single day you wake up and you have like goals that you have to crush,
Yeah.
and you have to like try and make sure that you're reaching those goals, and
Yeah.
like doing this Gary Vee, there's other motivation talkers, and like Indian Gary Vees now who like are really like popping up, and they keep telling you that you really have to work hard, you really have to work hard, you have to focus, you have to do this, you have to
Yeah.
invest in all these things.
Yeah.
And now you see, and now you're listening to a person who's literally at the top of a game and is enjoying and like being in present.
And I don't say this because I want to sound humble. I really don't think I'm at the top of my game. I think
No,
I'm
of
just
course,
starting
like,
off. Yeah.
that is, but at the same time, that is also like a bit more, because you look at yourself in a different position altogether. When you see yourself,
Yeah.
you are not happy with the way that you are right now, or you might not be satisfied with the way that you are right
Like
now.
me right now?
Yes.
Oh, I'm very happy.
Okay, so, but you are still envisioning yourself at a different level altogether.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is a different level?
Then
What is
you have
it?
like, so you're not anticipating that different level
No,
at
like
all.
this is a genuine question. Like, what is it? Having more content, having more movies,
Mm-hmm.
bigger movies, bigger roles, a bigger house, what is it? What is the next level? I don't know. Because 5 years ago when I started making content on YouTube, I didn't know that I could be on Netflix, or I could do a Dharma film, or I would sign one more. I didn't know that. For me, 1 million subscribers was the next level. And then I got to 1 million, and then 2 million was the next. Then
And
5 was the next.
6.5 now.
Then 6.5 now. And then I realized that is it really the next level? Does it ever stop?
But then what's the fuel? It just,
The fuel is that I love my life. I love that I get to wake up every single day and
do the thing that you love.
do the things that I love. I love that I have the opportunity to sit down and talk to you. I love that I'm at a point in life where I can remove time to work out, because I think it's very important for my mental health that I'm physically fit. It's very important for my mental and my physical health to be fit.
Yeah.
I love that I am getting newer opportunities where I get to play different characters, explore different storylines. I love that my team is expanding, where now I have people I can count on to do different kind of content. I'm looking forward to different. I don't know what big or small is, because it's so subjective, right?
It is. My follow-up question would be, have you had any major setbacks in your life in terms of like failures?
Oh yeah, all the time. My first content block was quite the failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite the setback, because I realized that, as a content creator, if I can't create content, what am I even doing with life?
And what happens in that content block or creative block that they say?
Yeah,
Right?
I can't think of ideas. I can't write. I'm not happy with what I'm doing. That
And
was
this
the
happened
first
way
one.
earlier in your career?
Yeah, it happened in 2017 for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the August of 2017, August.
So that's
September.
5 years ago, and you started making content 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
7 years ago, yeah.
Okay.
It was about 2.5 years into me creating content. And I thought that was the end of things. And now I've made my peace with content blogs. I have realized that it's a very normal part of every creator's journey, where every now and then you kind of reach a point where there are blocks. And the one thing that has worked for me before is that I don't stop creating content. I might as well put out the shit content out to get over it, because I know eventually I'll find my groove.
None of your content is like shit.
Oh, you should. I'll send some videos. Don't worry. And till about very recently, I think towards the end of the second lockdown, again, I was going through a point where I went from writing so much to suddenly not having any motivation to write. So I think it is just that. Another setback for me was when I realized that I'm extremely unhealthy.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically. In 2019, we locked down in March 2020, right? So till March 2020, the last 7 months before the lockdown, so like end of 2019 to 2020, I was on autopilot. Like I had no clue how fast I was going or where I was going. I was out of control. I had absolutely no grip over my life. I was shooting, traveling, and I think for like a good 6-7 months, the most sleep I got every day was like 3 hours, every single day. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't taking care of my health. I wasn't venting to or speaking to people who would help me stay mentally happy.
But that was also like the peak of your career back then.
It was a climb.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Jug and
No, Jug was in 2020. This was actually when I had finished shooting Mismatched. I was about to shoot with Michelle Obama. I was going to the Australian Open. I was these were those 2-3 months where I was doing really exciting things, and I was having a lot of fun doing it, but I was out of control. Like I had absolutely no grip over myself. And in the March of 2020, in Jan, I actually started working out a little bit. Because I realized that I can't even climb a flight of stairs without dying.
Wow, you were at that level?
I was extremely unhealthy. And for the first time, I felt like, not just physically, but also mentally, I am not in a very happy place and I need to fix that. And it was simple. When March 2020, the lockdown happened, I went from zooming around the world to suddenly being stuck inside my house for a good 6-7 months. And the only silver lining for that horrible, horrible year was that, I got to get a grip of myself. That was a setback, which is why I'm so heavily dependent on you. Every time I have a tough week. No pressure.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, how do you deal with setbacks / failures? And people have different coping mechanisms, right? With you, I think fitness is also one of the major players. Yeah. Which is pretty interesting, because now we are coming to a topic which is like pretty relevant to what my listeners are going to be.
Oh shit. They're like, okay, just tune into Prajakta's episode after 31 minutes.
Oh, on that note, let's take a small break. Let's take a small break and we'll be back, and we're going to talk about Something's Fitness and what Prajakta has in store for the future, because I'm super excited to know about it. Okay. We'll be back in a minute. See you.
Hello. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says It's Cock and Bull, Cyrus, Nivedita, Tony, and Antrix discuss the new IVM merch, which you should definitely go check out on our website, ivmpodcast.com. You can click the shop tab, and that will take you to our partner, Grow91. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff there, which you should definitely check out. But besides the IVM merchandise, they also discuss thieves who perform puja before looting gold and cash worth rupees 34 lakhs in Kerala. Also, we would like to let you know about something we're very proud of. We've started this new podcast called the Vox Podcast in association with MMA India. It's about all things audio. Karthik Nagarajan, who also hosts the Filter Coffee podcast with us, talks to Anil Vishwanathan. He's the Senior Marketing Director at Mondelez India, and they discuss the innovative use of voice and audio. Speaking of Karthik Nagarajan, on the Filter Coffee podcast, Virali Modi tells Karthik what it's like being disabled in India. The Simplified Gang dive into the manure pile to explore how much our country spends on fertilizer. On All Things Policy, the Takshashila folk analyze the policy implications of the 5th National Family Health Survey report. And on Say No to Drama, Chitna asks us to realign the stories we've been telling ourselves. So as I mentioned earlier, we've got some exciting news for you. IVM Podcast has launched merchandise and our first line is out now. Head to the IVM Podcast website and click on the shop tab and check out the first collection of t-shirts. Do follow us on social media as well. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you're listening to us on, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple, wherever you do that, that is really helpful for us. And do remember, you can also check a lot of our shows out on YouTube. If you go to ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, you get a list of all of our channels. We're also doing a small listener survey, so please do help us out with that. If you go to ivmpodcast.com/survey, it'll help us understand a little bit more about our listeners. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, Jupiter, a digital banking app, and Capgemini. Get the future you want. Thank you so much. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible.
Hello, welcome back.
Welcome back. I was just telling Prajakta how badly I used to suck.
If you got to see one of my first videos, I should get to listen to one of your first podcasts.
You don't want to do that. I mean, like...
You shouldn't have watched, but I made you watch it. So now you have to give me something.
You'll have... Okay, we can actually bet on how long are you going to listen to it. I can bet you're going to listen to it for like 3.5 minutes.
What? I'm not going to listen to it for more than a minute. 3.5. Take your money.
Please. I'm going to play it in the background. Just yes.
I will.
Okay, welcome back.
We should do a reaction podcast.
Yes, we should. Welcome back to a podcast led by somebody who's learning how to do a podcast and
Kunal.
And Prajakta. Fitness, man. What is fitness for you?
I think it's the fuel for basically being more productive.
How many people can relate to it right now, according to you?
I don't know. I mean, when I say that, I mean that on days that I work out, I can see a visible difference in my mood, in my productivity, and how motivated I am, how better I sleep, how much better I eat, how much more I eat. That's another thing I've realized. On days that I don't work out, I skip meals and I don't even realize it.
Really?
Yeah. That's horrible.
It's pretty interesting because I tend to eat a lot more when I'm like not working out because I just have like feeling that, okay, you know what, might as well.
I eat more when I work out.
The reason I'm asking you about like how many people can relate to you is because a lot of people in this country right now, or the majority of the audience who's going to listen to this, perceive fitness as one-dimensional thing even now.
Like, what is that dimension? Like how you look?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
That's all. Like it's all about losing weight. And speaking from, if I have to give you like a proper data, like 80% of unlocks inquiry right now in the last 1 week also would be only about like losing weight. That's it. That is what we are still battling. So the majority of the audience is not present out there. And I know it sounds weird keeping in mind that we are a country which is like so much more into yoga and all these things. But at the same time,
I don't think it's the majority. I don't know. I mean, can I tie back to the Met Gala?
Yeah, please.
Like, for example, we're also an audience that wakes up every day and sees Kim Kardashian losing 16 pounds to fit into a dress. That is also what is fed to us. That is fed to us louder than a Sakshi Sindhwani, who is a beauty creator, a fashion and beauty creator, who is killing it with fashion, with body positivity, and she works out. She's extremely strong. She's very, very fit. And she talks about it openly. Ritasha Rathod. I think what is happening right now at this point is that the noise around vanity is just louder than sanity. Wow.
That's Prajakta Koli 2022.
Profound.
Oh my God. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This was the word.
That is the thumbnail. That is the title of this video. So I don't think it's the maturity. It's also the fact that the influence around these things is very high. But I'm very happy to be online at a time when there are creators who are actually very vocal about their bodies and very accepting, very open-minded about... And it's not easy. But I think it's a slow slope that everyone's climbing. And I think in a few years, maybe all the unlock inquiries... 80% of the unlock inquiries will be about, hey, how do I get fit? I want to do better at my job and I want to be more fit and I want to be more active.
I want to increase the productivity of my day.
I want to increase, yeah.
Yeah. The reason I said maturity as a word is because, there's always going to be nice gradient slope in terms of like how people accept anything,
Mm.
right? It's always going to start from vanity,
Mm.
no matter what it's going to be.
Mm.
Okay, so for example, in terms of like content also,
Mm.
okay, it only starts with something which is like much more approachable, something which has very high impact in terms of the nature and the attention grabbing thing.
Mm.
And then people start looking at the nuances. They start looking at what kind of content is being like
Mm.
served to them,
Mm.
and they start respecting the art more than what is like just like, say for example, the commercial aspect of like whatever the content is being put out. In terms of fitness also, the whole radical nature that
So
you
you're
are
saying
talking
that people will join to look better, but when they start working out, they'll realize how much more it has to do than
exactly.
just
So people need to do it for a longer period of time in order to, or to be mature enough in their fitness journey to
Yeah.
understand what you're saying right now. Because even right now, when you
Oh
see these
yeah,
things,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. Because even right now, when you're saying things which I can relate and people who have been working on can relate, most of the people are like, okay, it's mostly because you are trying to achieve something which is also like very physical rather than like just more mental.
Yeah.
But trust me, it's so mental. Like I
Oh
have
yeah, for
stopped
sure.
working out for physical reasons. Like it is
Yeah.
not even something which is like really
Yeah.
pushes me. Because after a point you just accept.
Yeah.
After a point that's not going to be a driving force.
Yeah.
You're going to reach all your goals.
Yeah. Also, once you see, I mean, I'm going to agree with you on that, that definitely I want to look fitter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I wake up and I look at myself, that is definitely there. But when I see what more that workout can do for me, suddenly looking a certain way kind of takes
A
a
backseat,
backseat.
right?
Yeah.
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 Because it's so abstract.
Yeah.
And it's like a very silent support throughout
Yeah.
the entire day.
And there's so much around losing weight. Honestly, I was skinny all my life.
Mhm.
When I started working out, I remember one of the first conversations I had with you was, I don't want to lose weight.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose. I worked very hard to gain this weight. I was very skinny and I was unhealthy. But I've become healthier now and I don't want to lose it. So again, I think understanding how fitness is very different to different people and kind of being okay with the kind of variety that you'll get
Yeah. And
with
it's
the
also like
reasons to work out.
understanding the idea of movement, because humans were in the end made to move.
Yeah.
And the lifestyle that we are leading right now, most of them who are still working from
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
or just travel, say, from A to B and back to A
Yeah.
and live only for the weekends. It's something that you're not supposed to, it's not designed to be
Mhm.
like that. You have to make sure that you start moving. And that 1 hour is the
Yeah.
time where you can actually like take that
Yeah.
amazing body of yours
Yeah.
and like push it to its limits. Or not even if not pushing to its limits, just take it for a ride and just like
Yeah.
park it.
Like I remember we finished our workout yesterday and then Kunal was like, okay, come walk with me. And I was so sure I was gonna pass out. Like I was seeing stars. Like there was sparkly things coming in front of my eyes from like the corners of my eyes. And
Yeah.
I kept walking with him, but I was like, I can't be back after 21 days and tell him I can't even do a walk.
Our goal was to burn 300 calories and
Which
we
we
did that. Which
did.
we did. Like,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah. That was the
and yeah.
only thing.
Yeah.
Because after seeing how badly I sucked at the workout, which I would otherwise just nail so well,
You would have.
I would have.
I mean, like you would have like killed that workout.
I would have, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was 3 weeks ago, but too
Yes.
bad.
And that is one more thing. I'm not glorifying the entire idea of like burning calories or doing this and
Yeah.
doing that. I'm just like giving a small goal.
Yeah.
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 And that is what we, and
Yeah.
most of the time the bigger goals, for example, whatever the workout was, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be like 6 rounds and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And if you reached halfway and your body
Yeah.
was giving up,
Yeah.
so you have to be happy with a goal which is like a bit smaller than that,
Yeah.
and make it a bit more challenging
Yeah.
and like just achieve that,
Yeah.
because that subconsciously plays with you and just makes you feel better about yourself.
Also, that kind of, like, honestly, in my mind, I'm very competitive when it comes to workouts.
Ego.
I'm extremely, like, very touchy about these things. Like, there are times when Kunal will be like, you know, I would have liked, and he knows it. Like, he'll be like, and I know that he knows, and I let him play me into this. Like, he'll be like, Prajakta, I would like for you to do 20 reps, but if you're tired, you can do 15. I will do 22 and look at him. Like, what did you just say to me? And he knows that and he uses it. So yesterday, if I had not completed the goal that we set and sucked at it and only finished half of it, I would be very
There was not a podcast
demotivated.
today. There wouldn't have happened a podcast.
Yeah,
today.
there wouldn't be a podcast today. I would be like, come on, let's finish the workout.
But yeah, I think that is one of the nature which I've figured out in the first couple of sessions itself. Like when asked to do like 20, when she gave up for the last round, and then she's doing the last round after that. And when I asked her to do 20, she would do 21.
Yeah.
To show me that, okay, you know what, I did 21. I'm like, ego pe aaya.
Very petty like that.
But you are a legit inspiration for so many people. It is so scary. It's scary because wow, you are shaping up a generation's perspective.
Oh my God, don't say that.
Of course you are. I mean, like when you look at yourself in the mirror today, and like, ठीक है, mostly sane, Prajakta Koli, shaping up a generation, and that is what I'm doing. So I have to work out tomorrow.
I'm supposed to work out after this podcast, but gave up on that. So clearly, not very inspiring.
No, I think there is a minimum threshold of movement that anybody should be doing, 3 to 4 times a week, whenever they feel like it,
Yeah.
rather than like making it at a point where they are like have to do it.
Yeah.
Because as a human, you are bound by so many different things, and you have so many different places to be at, and so many
Yeah.
different things to do.
Yeah.
And if you can't do something that is like so uncomfortable, for example,
Yeah.
you're going to like kill yourself further, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
Okay, because that thing is supposed to make you feel happy.
Yeah.
That's a thing is supposed to make you feel good.
Yeah.
And intense workouts or like life-changing workout programs and all these things have their place in your life, but they can't go on throughout the entire year.
Also, I think they should all run parallel. Like,
Mhm.
it can never be that, oh, in today, this is the absolute most important thing I have to do, and then this, and then this, and then this. If each thing has like a different effect on your life, I think they should all be parallelly prioritized
Yeah.
instead of like top to bottom.
And prioritizing things which are like so important, right?
Yeah, like for example, a workout is going to make me feel very different from a happy edit session.
Mhm.
A look test is going to make me feel very different from going and meeting a friend. Or a lunch that I have been planning with someone I've been looking to collaborate with for a very long time is going to hit me very different from, say, just sitting and working on a deck for the next production that we're
So
working
basically prioritizing
on.
things.
So, like, prioritizing very parallelly. Like,
Mhm.
instead of making a 1, 2, 3, 4 list, just making like a chart where everything is very parallel to each other. I think that helps.
Yeah, because you have to be malleable to the lifestyle that you are living in.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, a lot of coaches who might be listening to it and like, fitness should be a number one priority. No. No,
What is
I
this
mean, like,
voice?
I-
I've
I-
never heard this before.
Dude, this is the thing. Because it cannot be number one priority for anybody whose life is not revolving around fitness. And that is true. And I understand that. And I have realized it because the number of people I have been coaching and the number of people that I have like who have like intimately been a part of their lives and intimately in their journey. It's been very evident that they push themselves so much just because somebody on Instagram said that okay, fitness should be number one priority, and that is not the case. Because you have to know when to take a step back, kind of like
Yeah, when
de-emphasize.
to make it your first priority and when not to kill yourself over
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
Because that is not one of those things that you want to kill yourself, because everybody's as it is killing you.
And then someone gets the rower out, and that's never nice.
Hey, but like
Give
I
me
think
10 calories in 3 seconds.
there wasn't the bike. The bike would have been bad.
Oh yeah, I hit the bike
Yeah.
more. That's true.
But okay. One last thing is, what is in store for the future?
So I'm going to start shooting Niyat. Usually, I'm not used to like announcing projects I'm doing before I start shooting them. because
Please,
Jug Jug
like this
Jio-
is what it is.
No,
like,
so they
this is
announced
what it is.
it. Prime
Oh.
Video and Abundancia announced it. So I'm going to start shooting that when I'm back. We will start prepping for the release of Jug Jug Jio, which I'm really excited about. And then in the second half of the year, we have a couple projects that are lining up. And we have Mismatch Season 2 coming
Oh wow.
that I'm really, really excited about.
Anthology series on YouTube.
That too. I was coming to it. Don't steal my thunder. We have a couple of original content that's going to come out exclusively on my YouTube channel that I am so excited about.
I had no idea about it.
Shut up. You edit that out, okay? And today, in fact, not today, today's a Wednesday. Yesterday, they announced this another big news, which I was very excited about. So I'm on the advisory board for the Gates Foundation now.
What?
Yeah, so that's quite exciting. I get to work with a lot of wonderful people from across India and the world.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So Nikhil Taneja was the advisor from India last year, a couple years ago. And it's me now. It's pretty big shoes to fill, but I'm really looking forward to it. I might have a zero gravity flight that I've got coming up sometime this year with Space Hero that I'm excited about. It's a very exciting
This
year.
is all coming from one person.
It's
right?
it's a very exciting year. There's a lot.
I have a party on Thursday, Saturday.
What's your plan for the rest of the year? And I don't say this I swear to God, I'm extremely grateful that I have this. This was, okay, I'm going to say this that I've never said before. For the past 5 years, every year of mine has started with a calendar.
Mhm.
Like I've known okay, we have this to do this year to begin the year with, and then we pick it up as the year goes. This was the only year where I started with absolutely nothing exciting signed. I also started the year with wanting to take time off YouTube and write more. So January, February were the most anxious months I've had in a really long time. This is the only year I started with having absolutely no idea of where I'm going. And it's turning out to be one of the most exciting years we've had. So I'm very grateful that there are all these things lined up. So yeah, it's exciting. But I know it sounds overwhelming, but I'm done shooting Juk Juk. So I just wait for it to release.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
done
definitely.
shooting like Mismatch. I wait for it to release.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah, of course. But all that said, I have seen a side of you which I know for a fact is a really, 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 really hard worker. Has honestly, the amount of effort that you put in every single thing that you do, and I'm pretty sure the audience knows, and everybody who is seeing from the background knows what at the level that you are, and they know the amount of hard work that you've put in every single thing. So you deserve every single thing that you're going to be doing, and so much more.
Thank you.
And
Can I just say one thing?
yes, please.
I learned that from my parents.
Mhm.
I've seen Mama and Baba work extremely hard all their life. Every single day, I've seen them work very, very hard. And they made me believe that if I work hard, I will get literally every single thing I want. And that is why I love the process of getting up and doing this. I know it sounds hectic. Also, the way I listed it out, it sounded really, really hectic. But
No,
it's
it did
not.
No, it didn't.
But it's really, really not. I mean, if you take one day, see, this is why taking one day at a time is so important for me, because, like, if I take one day at a time, it's simple. It's broken down. It's bite-sized
And
pieces.
just like going all out, giving maximum that you have for that particular one day.
Yeah. And then going home, eating kalwan bhat that mama made.
Yeah.
And then, like, going to bed,
Hmm.
waking up, working out, hopefully. And then
Hopefully, because it depends, like parallel prioritizing. That is what.
hopefully. And
Good
then you
job,
go
P is
and-
parallel prioritizing.
Bro, but I was so good when we started, though. I was so on point with our
You are going to
workouts.
be amazing when you go back to
Yeah,
the
I think these
Scotland.
3 weeks were like
Yeah.
tough. Once I'm in London, you watch.
Yeah.
You're not going to get enough.
Okay, like the amount of times people have said that once I'm like, hey,
ए,
मैं रुका हूँ.
मैं भी रुकी हूँ जाने के लिए. मेरा वीजा तो आए.
थोड़ा सा तत्काल में करना पड़ेगा बस from whatever I've heard, by the way.
What?
You'll have to like do it
But like if I fly on Saturday, then I get Sunday to rest.
if you get the visa, that is.
I should get it tomorrow.
Fingers crossed. But on that note, this was an amazing podcast.
I don't know if it made much sense. It was
Of
like,
course it did. You know what was my priority or like making this podcast happen?
Hmm.
Was to have you
Hmm.
and have a good conversation with you.
Because we don't do that enough.
We literally, like, our sessions are like 90 to 100-minute long or 120-minute long.
Yeah.
out
Even
of which-
when we used to work out online, Kunal used to like, if we were going to work out from like 6 to 7 in the evening, I used to join the call at 5:30.
Yeah, literally.
And then we would end at 7:30 because you're like, oh, hey, you want to see this new t-shirt I bought? Sure. I want to buy these. Like, I want to buy these like new sneakers. Hey, are they online? Let me send you a link. It was just a very long conversation about everything.
Two consumers talking to each other. Like,
Yeah,
proper,
it was a
proper
lot
this
of
thing.
conversation that used to happen. Like, and we realized we need to do that because then we would do it between sets.
Yes, that does not happen.
And
So,
that
like,
doesn't
while
help.
working out, we were like,
Yeah.
TK, this is what it's happening.
Yeah.
I still haven't figured out what Prajakta's music taste is because
I
she
don't
was
have one
she
particular
was listening
kind
to
of
Stop That by Govinda yesterday, which was amazing.
You were listening
I was
to it.
listening.
You played it. I
And
did
Meri
not
Marzi.
mind it. I don't mind it. I love Govinda. I don't mind it at all. So here's what I think about music in general. I genuinely think that you can never say music is good or bad. I can't. I don't think you can. Because it's very different for everybody. So I
Yeah,
don't
there's a-
have like one thing I can pick that, oh, this is my genre. Like, I have never been and I'm going to say this out loud at the expense of being hated on very badly.
Mhm.
I'll go closer to the mic and say it. I never listened to Eminem before.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up. Only
I
when he
mean,
came with Akon, I used to listen to him. because I used to
like,
listen to Akon.
One of the first songs that you've ever heard was either Superman or like Smack That.
Smack that.
Smack That, yeah.
But otherwise, I was never like a fan of Eminem. I started listening to Eminem on repeat in the past 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is crazy. Like Vishank and I, he's always like, oh, what are these songs that you listen to? And now, when he gets in the car, every time if there's a song playing already, he's like, I didn't know you knew this song. So like, I have gone from not at all listening to the kind of music he would listen to, now only listening to the kind of, like, I love Nepali songs. Vipul Chhetri is one of my favorite
Wow.
singers. I love listening to his voice. I don't always understand what he says, but I love how his voice makes me feel. It makes me feel calmer, happier. So it's very different. I don't have a kind of music taste.
And I don't think so. Anybody should be binded by one kind of
Right?
music taste. It should. Music is the only thing.
Like,
that,
imagine how you listen to rap.
Hmm.
Like, how you listen to like Eminem when ceiling पे तुम जा रहे हो बारिश पड़ रही है जोरदार मुंबई में.
If you're going on the ceiling and it's raining, and if you want to listen to Eminem, there's a song called as Stan by Eminem.
Okay, fine. That was a bad example. But like someone else, like, you know, how can you listen, like, whatever, just end the show.
But okay, it was an amazing conversation with Prajakta.
I lost track of words.
We spoke about a lot of things, including
Yeah.
music, and I really think that music is supposed to be enjoyed however it's supposed to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
There is no limits to it,
Yeah, it's like food.
and you can always explore it.
Yes.
Yes.
Like food.
Yes, but this is like one of the first episodes that I've had, like where there's literally no ending. But
No, I can find an ending for it.
okay, why don't you go ahead with the ending?
Guys, I really think that you should subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow Kunal on Instagram.
You can change the priorities, by the way. There is like
You choose what to do first.
a smaller creator, and you can just like Google her and like it will automatically subscribe.
No, it doesn't automatically
doesn't,
subscribe.
okay.
You have to go and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll get a notification every time my video goes up.
Done and done. And please sign up for Unlock whenever you want to like start your fitness journey.
And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go lower than that. I dare you. Do what?
Love.
What is love?
Your
You
signature.
Please, no, oh please. The 3 minutes, the 1 minute that this conversation wasn't recording, someone pointed out, Prajakta, you didn't say love. And I was like, oh yeah. And Kunal goes, what is love? I said, you've never seen my YouTube videos? He's like, I have to watch them till the end?
I did not say that. What I meant is, what is love? Because my audience should know about it. Who are the podcasters?
It started with me signing my journal every night.
Love and luck.
No, that
Oh.
was my autograph.
Okay, fine.
Keep up. There's a lot of signing I do, okay? It started with when I used to write my journal, I used to sign with love. And then I used to write my name every single night. And then when I started making YouTube videos, I started ending them with until we meet again, love.
Oh, got
Now
it.
that's an ending to your episode.
Amazing. Okay.
Until we meet again,
Until meet again. Love.
there we go.
Okay, this was an amazing conversation with Prajakta Koli, and this is Kunal Rajput, and you are listening to Raw and Organic Podcast. If you liked it and enjoyed it, please drop her a text
And subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yes. Sign up, follow. Bye.
Bye.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, I mean, like, we'll do a random drawing of like maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey.
You're the people pleaser, right? Oh, yes. Or then desperately seeking the one? Oh, wait, you're the one who doesn't think they're ever good enough. Oh. So much drama. And for what? Is it doing you any good? Listen to me. I'm Chetna, your favorite positive action coach. Yes, I'm the one who has been dropping all those truth bombs on every episode. Oh, no. And it's time you learn to say no to drama. That's also what my podcast is called. And a new episode is out every Monday and Wednesday on the IVM Podcast app, website, as well as all major podcasting platforms.